All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Zero Gravity Craft Brewery, and they're out of Burlington, Vermont, and this is their Green State Lager. So they're calling this one a Pilsner that comes in at 4.9% alcohol by volume, 25 IBUs at the time of review. This can is approximately 4 months old. So I believe I've only reviewed one other beer from Zero Gravity on the channel, and it was none other than their Oktoberfest beer back in the fall of 2022. So it's been over a year since I've reviewed something from them. And since that time, I've had some requests to review this one along with their Conehead IPA. Now, I've had the Conehead IPA before, never reviewed it, but I've never had this one, believe it or not. And I'm reviewing this one as part of the Shelfie beers for January 2024. And this here in the Buffalo, New York area is definitely 100% the definition of a shelfie beer. I can find this pretty much everywhere in 4 packs of 16 fluid ounce cans and then 12 packs of 12 fluid ounce cans. So anyway, yeah, I never had this one before, so let's give it a go. And this one, they just say Pilsner. They don't say if it's German or Czech, but based on what I saw as far as the ingredients and everything go, I'm pretty sure this is a German style lager or Pilsner or close to it anyway. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna give it a pour here and see what we think about this one. So do something like that. Yeah, decently aggressive there at the end. Nice. So we're going to put this one over here, and then we are going to look at it. So, yeah, you're going to see this one, excuse me, you're going to see this one a bit after I reviewed a German-style Helles Lager from Fifth Frame for West New York Wednesday, and this has a very similar look. I mean, it has a clarity. I can see my hand through it, but it has a soft, gentle haze. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, there's very fine particulates, but this has that, like, you know, kind of like, I would say like hazy, you know, straw yellow color. It's not really golden. It's more like this light yellow color. Just over a finger of a fluffy, you know, white colored head, I'd say for sure. Definitely straight on white, bright white. Yeah, but it's soap sudsy to some degree. Some good carbonation rising up from the bottom. Yeah, looks nice, especially in, you know, a glass like this. I think it looks somewhat appropriate. So yeah, anyway, let's get a nose. Nice. So definitely has that biscuity, crackery kind of Pilsner malt. A nice, like, zippy lemon. Ooh, yeah, definitely lemon. A little bit of like a sweeter apple, like red apple. And then there is this beautiful, grassy, slightly herbaceous and like kind of floral character, but more grassy than anything. Touch of the lager funk. That sulfur note that you sometimes get in lagers, specifically German lagers for the most part. I'll pick up on them, sometimes Czech lagers as well. Now that's weird. I just swirled it up. Has a slight, like, burnt rubber kind of aroma. Very slight. That was weird because it smelled awesome until right then. Starting to dissipate a little bit, so I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, it smells pretty good for the most part. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. So first sip, I can say, well done, right? Nice beer. It doesn't have a lot of vibrant and impactful characters. Like, don't get me wrong, that first sip, really nice. Could easily drink this, no issues, no off flavors. That burnt rubber kind of aroma is not carrying over. It's just not wowing me with a bunch of flavor off the rip, which, to be fair, maybe a lot of people don't want that in a beer like this. Body's like right under, just a touch under medium body. The mouthfeel, it's crisp, it's effervescent. It has a mild to moderate carbonation, more approaching moderate. You know, very prickly on the palate, but not overly done. Pretty clean beer as well. The flavors, though, again, they're a bit muted and dialed back. So right from that, I would say more crackery, kind of malt character, crackery and biscuity. Yeah, for sure. Dives underneath the palate. After that, again, lemon. It has like the whole lemon, you know, the whole fruit. There's a little bit of a zesty lemon, a little bit of lemon juice. It has the lemon oils. It's definitely lemon at the front of the palate. As it continues through the palate, again, like a red apple core, like a red delicious apple core. Maybe a touch of a pear. Very slight underlying honey note. And then in the back of the palate, that's where that grassy, floral, slightly herbaceous kind of finish hits me. Also has a touch of spiciness. It finishes semi to more approaching full dryness on the palate. It doesn't have a lot of bitterness. This is mild to moderately bitter. So I would think this has a little bit of a Czech style Pilsner influence and a little bit of like a German style Pilsner influence, or German style, Pilsner influence. I was like, what am I trying to say? A little bit of each, a little bit of Czech, a little bit of German. I think it's a little bit more balanced, which is typically what I get out of Czech. But I think the hop character itself is a little bit more towards the German side of things. As a whole, this is pretty damn solid, and I enjoy it. And for a shelfy Pilsner, I think it's pretty good. 4.9%, you really can't taste it. It's a nice Pilsner. It's not blowing my mind. I didn't think it would. Here's the thing. For me, usually when I'm drinking beers in general at this point, I'm usually one and done, or I drink like typically one beer per day, sometimes two if it's a low ABV beer like this. So I want something a little bit more flavorful, I think, for myself personally. A little bit more, as far as characteristics go, a little bit more intensity to them, a little bit more vibrancy, a little bit more oomph. But the flavors that are here are nice. I just wish there's a little bit more of them. But I would say if you are going to session this and it's a shelfy Pilsner that you're picking up, and say you want a 12-pack in the fridge because you're going to watch the game and you want to drink 3, 4, 5 of them, this would be very easy. This is a great session beer, very quaffable. You can throw a lot back, no off flavors. Really nice. 4.9%, you can't taste it. So I'm going to give this 2 ratings, and the other rating is like probably just a made up rating in my head, but I'm going to say as far as like a shelfy Pilsner goes, or a shelfy lager from a craft brewery, I'm going to give this like we'll go like a 4.3 out of 5. I think this is really good, especially when we talk about price point availability. As far as an overall beer and what I think about this, I'm going to give this a high 3.75 and go 3.8 out of 5. That's kind of where it lands for me on a personal level. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's solid. I think it's pretty tasty. I have no issues drinking this at any point. I just want a little bit more flavor overall. But I think the vast majority of the characteristics in this beer, the balance to it, I think it's really nice. So 4.3 out of 5 as far as like a shelfy lager / Pilsner goes. 3.8 out of 5 as far as a personal preference rating for myself. Now, price point availability. This is where this beer shines. These 4-packs here in the Buffalo, New York area, $9.99 a 4-pack. These are 16 fluid ounce cans. They also come in 12 fluid ounce cans, 12 packs, and those are $17.99, which $1.50 for a 12 fluid ounce can is pretty gnarly. That's cool. And again, if you like this beer, I understand why. That's a great price point for what you're getting. So I think the price point's fantastic. Availability, I have no idea. You could go to their website, and I think they have a beer finder. If not, I'm sure they get throughout like probably the New England area, maybe Mid-Atlantic. Who knows? They don't get that far as, probably not outside of like the East Coast of the US, but you might find them drips and drabs here and there. Maybe they're on some online websites, maybe Tavor, who knows? But I think for a shelfy lager, it's pretty good. I remember the Conehead IPA being pretty good as well, but it's been years since I've had that one. So I'll have to revisit that one maybe in a couple months and give it a go, especially if I can find it relatively fresh. So anyway, if you've had this beer before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Would you buy this again? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you disagree? At the end of the day, it's all personal preference. Beer is subjective. And I'm going to say, while this is a solid, good a lager or just Pilsner or whatever they want, they call it a Pilsner. They don't specify. It is a Pilsner. At the end of the day, I think I want a little bit more overall, and I'd be quite happy. But anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.